Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Ecommerce Marketing Chats with myself, Charles, and Jimmy. Jimmy, what's happening, mate?
Hey mate, good to be back. I know I missed last week, so good to be back in the swing of things, talking all things e-commerce. There's a lot changing, as always, but I think the two things of note for me on the Google side is Google have announced on the 17th of August they're changing how the consistency works for campaigns around target ROAS, and so it'd be interesting to see because you read it and you're like, well, why aren't my campaigns consistent already? Like, what are you changing? So it'd be interesting to see what's coming there. And another thing of note is they are moving away from the content API in the Merchant Center to the Merchant API. So a little bit of an API swap over. So it is going to affect some of the things that I do. Like I use a script that pulls from the content API. So I need to kind of jig that to make sure it's pulling from the merchant API now. So a few little things are changing, especially in the Google Ads world. But yeah, ChatGPT ads have just recently added you can run campaigns with a conversion focus now rather than just a click. So I've been experimenting with that a little bit. I don't have enough data to say anything definitively of how it's going, but testing that currently. Um, and yeah, so that's kind of what's been popping up in my world at the moment. But yeah, I'm keen to hear what's happening on your side, Charles, because I think we had just a tiny brief conversation before the chat, and I think you brought up some really good points about how fast businesses can move and what holds them back, and especially in this AI era, like the advantages of both.
Yeah, for sure. Just actually, Jimmy, while we're on the subject of Google and changes, on the organic side, I'm noticing they're starting to roll out within Google Search Console the AI search feature. So you'll be able to see basically what pages are showing up on AI searches within Google. So that would be AI overviews, AI mode, Gemini app.
Is it similar? Is it similar to what Bing webmasters have already, or is it kind of something completely different?
I would actually say it's worse.
Really? There you go.
I've been pretty underwhelmed, to be honest with you, because all it gives you is impressions, but it doesn't tell you. Like for example, Bing, they give you grounding queries, so they'll tell you roughly kind of the topic keywords that you're getting cited for. But with Google, it's just it gives you impressions, pages that are getting impressions. I think what country those impressions are coming from, and I think that's about it. It's yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more data, if I'm honest. It's
Okay.
good that we can see on your site which pages are getting the most impressions from AI searches, but there's no data on, you know, the type of AI searches that are driving those impressions. Um, but I've noticed that I've seen this across US sites and also an Australian client of mine as well. So I think they are, because initially it was rolled out just to the UK. So it seems like they're kind of rolling this out globally now. So you should, if you're running an e-commerce store, whatever country you're in, you should hopefully start to see this, if not, within the next couple of weeks or month, you should be able to get access to that. But yeah,
Yeah.
to be honest, it was a bit like data
Yeah. Just
wasn't.
on Bing and Microsoft Ads, I think I've had a lot of students coming to me that are heavily reliant on ads, and they're like, Jimmy, where else can I focus organically? And I said, look, it's an absolute pain to set up, but I would recommend getting on Microsoft Ads and getting your product feed on there so you can show up organically. Um, but yeah, word of warning, if you are going to do this, I've had so many problems with trying to just get basic setups done. There's always something wrong with the feed. It takes like a month to get it sorted. So it can be a frustrating process, but I mean, it's one of those things that a lot of people give up on because it's hard. So if you can persevere with it and get it up and running, then it can give you a real advantage on that particular network.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, just while we're obviously you kind of teed up the conversation that we had before we jumped on today, and we were basically discussing about how some clients are quick to get things done and execute, and others not so much. And I think the gap is only going to widen now that we have access to AI and systems. I'm noticing that some clients, you say, okay, can we make this change? Can we get this done? I need your assistance here, and it's like, yep, and it's like you're getting an answer and you're getting action the next day. And others, it's like, yeah, I'll get that done. We have a call scheduled in for a couple of weeks' time. No, I need to cancel. And then before you know it, it's a month, 2 months, and that item has still not been actioned. And especially in the when it comes to kind of SEO and AI search visibility, it's player versus player. You're up against other people. You're going to be competing, and if your competitors are able to execute faster, and yes, you've got to execute on the right strategy, but if they are doing that, they're going to see quicker, faster results, and they're going to get ahead of you in the long run, even if you're a larger competitor. So I think being aware of that, if you do run an e-commerce store at whatever level you're at, like, you are going to be up against people that are utilizing AI and they're getting things done quick. And if you're okay, just very blasé and it takes forever to get things done, you're going to be starting to be left behind, and it's going to get more challenging, especially as markets become more competitive. The barrier to entry to get an e-commerce store up and live, even if you're an established store, you're going to have all those smaller competitors eating away at you over the long term, and you need to keep pushing forward so you keep ahead of the pack. So yeah, that's just something that I kind of experienced recently, naturally kind of running a small agency consultancy business where you've got some clients that are quick to get things done, others not so much.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
on
know
the
if you've experienced the same, Jimmy, but
100%, but more so because, to be honest, I don't need a lot of input from my clients through the Google Ads, so I can imagine SEO is a little bit more. You need feedback on any content that's going out and that kind of thing. I kind of got free reign to spend money and just get results. So I don't have as much of that on the client side. Where I do see the implementation lag is on the student coaching side. So I've seen firsthand, the academy that I coach Google Ads in. They're very big on implementing AI and having kind of AI do 80% of the grunt work and having 20% of it overseen by humans. And I have seen firsthand, how fast some of these students are implementing now. But on the other side too, I've also seen how far the ones that don't fall back. And there's one particular student in that community that I would say he's got like level 10 like execution. Like, it's unbelievable. Anything that coach them on, they implement kind of so quickly. But they're not just implementing, they're actually learning, and they're starting to like build up their skill set. And I think this particular person's going to be fucking an absolute weapon when it comes to ecom very quickly. And I know that because I teach them one system, like the blogging system, for example, that we were looking to implement. And he's already got a better blogging system than what I taught him. Like, he took what I learned, implemented it, and now he's already got a better system than what I have in place. So, coaching people like that is a dream. And I've seen his numbers go from, I think when he started in the academy, he's doing like 30K a month. Now he's up to like 150K a month, and he only joined in February. So it's like,
wow, it just shows,
so,
doesn't it?
100%. But I would even say, like, and I've said this to some of the other coaches too. I think he's got a like a level 10 execution skill in like a probably a level 3 or 4 product opportunity, if you know what I mean. So I think like I think if he learns, he's doing well on that store, obviously, but I think if he can find like really that product that's just gonna go viral with the skills that he got, like he can he could blow up something in the e-commerce space. He could do really well. So yeah, I am always excited to work with those people, and this particular person is the one that I've pushed to get the Bing feed up and running, and like secretly, I want to see how fast he can do it, because I know it took me ages. So, like at that skill level of execution, I want to see, like, if he does it in like a week, I'm gonna be like, mate, like, I give up. Can I just hire you?
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What are you taking? Like, yeah.
Yeah. No. So, but yeah, like I think the people that 'cause I see it a lot in the students. Sometimes it's the opposite too. They've got a really low execution level, but they have a really good business. So the business is being driven off the product itself. But I mean, if you took those two scenarios and you had the person with the level 10 execution with the really good business, you've got a multi-million-dollar business on your hand in that kind of situation. Um, so yeah, it is interesting, and I think we've both seen it client side, and I've seen it student side too. The best businesses don't always have the best operators, and sometimes I look at a business and it's crushing it, and I meet the founder or the owner, and the first question in my head is, how? Like, how the hell
Yeah,
did you
yeah,
do
yeah.
this? So
Yeah, yeah.
obviously they've
Yeah.
done a fantastic to get it to the point that they have, but yeah, sometimes you're just like, oh my gosh, like, this person is just like, I'm like, I don't know how they got here, because their marketing knowledge is just zilch, but they just have a phenomenal product, and it does the heavy lifting for a lot of these people that potentially aren't as skilled in other areas. So yeah, when I say like someone's got like a level 10 kind of execution skill set, it doesn't mean it's necessarily married up with a level 10 product or a level 10 opportunity. I think when it is, you get those unicorn businesses, but sometimes you get people that can grow really good businesses on like a level 2 product opportunity, and they just make it work. But in the back of your head, you're like, if they had a better product or a better opportunity, oh my gosh, the situation would be so much different.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Um, it's it's like there's a book, isn't it? I haven't read it fully. Is it the Blue Ocean Strategy, where you're kind of
I haven't read it.
focusing? Yeah, I think that the whole principle behind that is effectively, well, one, you should be in a market there where there's actually a demand and need, and two, focusing on a market where you feel like you're not going up, you're not battling upstream. There's some business models and markets which are just innately very difficult to conquer and to actually be successful in. And actually, if you were to take that skill set or that person and put them in another business, they would be far more successful.
I agree.
So, and I think also Alex Amosi talks a bit about this as well. He's
Yeah, I
far
think I've
more,
heard him mention it too, because he
yeah,
actually got it told to him by Russell Brunson. That's why it comes up a bit in his content, because they're like, he's I think Russell Brunson said to him, "Hey, you've got like a level 9 sales set skills on like this level 2 opportunity." Um, and I think Alex talks about it a lot because it kind of woke him up a bit. It's like, why am I selling like $100 things when I'm so good at sales and I could be selling $10,000 things, you know? Um, so yeah, it's an interesting concept to think about and experiment with, definitely. So but yeah, if you've got it, but the people that are listening, if you know you've got a really good product, um, and you're not crushing it, it's probably because your execution is not at the level that it should be at. And I think with AI, you can dramatically speed that up with the right coaching, the right implementation, and yeah, there's a big opportunity for lazy founders to do a lot of work without a whole lot of effort. So, but that's why the competition's rising, because a lot of lazy people now are really realizing that they can do a lot without actually
Yeah,
having to do much. So,
yeah, for sure, for sure. Funny enough, we talk about um, getting things done with AI. So just this week, I've been looking at how we can take the podcast and I can get a bunch of Instagram reels set up for my profile, and I also set us up with a e-commerce marketing chats Instagram page as well, which is currently empty. But I
I'll have to
thought,
follow it.
I
I didn't even know.
yeah, well, I thought about you know can I easily get this set up with AI in terms of getting clips built in a predictable manner, and I was able to do that this week with Claude Code. So currently, literally while we're recording this, I have Claude Code working. There's already done, I think, 35 Instagram reels for my personal Instagram page. Basically
From this
based
chat, or
no from our archive of YouTube
from the
videos that we've
archive. I'm
got.
like
Yeah,
30,
yeah.
we've only been. I'm like, we've only been running for
No, it's
16
that
minutes.
was
How have they done 35 clips already?
that would be next level if we could do it in real time while it's being recorded. That would be class. But what I've actually got is I've got it scheduled up as well. So basically every week, it's going to check the channel and see the latest episode, and then it's going to create clips
Oh,
from
it's so
that, and
cool.
it kind of it bases it on the most viral moments or the most things that are most likely to capture people's attention. So it just showed, and that was really no technical skill. It didn't take me very long to set that up. It was just asking Claude Code, how do I do this? This is what I want to do. I want to be able to create a whole archive of Instagram reels that I can post 2-3 times a week at least on my profile. And it just gave me the roadmap, and it said, okay, we need to download this, we need to install this, and it did it all automatically. So, that's the lazy, it's the lazy entrepreneur way of doing things. And now, you know, it's taking a pillar piece of content and then breaking it up and using it in a different format. And I'm
Great. I'm
sure,
looking forward
like,
to seeing it.
yeah, anyone that's listening in or watching on YouTube, if you've got a YouTube channel or you run a podcast, you can do exactly the same. Take take that long form piece of content and then try and use Claude Code to get a whole bunch of clips. Especially if you've got a large archive. Like now I think on YouTube we've got over 50 videos, and then I think after about 28 episodes, we finally decided we'd put it onto Apple Podcast and Spotify. So that's why you see, if you're looking at the archive, that's why you're seeing the discrepancy between the two. We've actually got more videos or more episodes on YouTube than we have on the podcast platforms. But yeah,
Some of those early ones. So the early ones too, for those that are listening in, and they weren't half an hour episodes; they were an hour long. But yeah, I think it's the whole reason we're still going, because we'd have an hour chat about ecom, and we both learn something and take something away. Like even today, I had no idea that the AI results are in Search Console, so I'll probably go have a look at that after the chat. So, um, I think even though we try to run this podcast to give the listeners as much value as possible, I think the whole thing started because me and Charles were catching up for chats probably weekly about talking about e-commerce, and Charles was kind of wanting to transition more into e-commerce. And so we were just discussing it and talking about it all the time. And I think, the idea was just born. It's like, hey, let's just record these chats and get them up. And yeah, I had good intentions to create clips and reels too, which never happened. But I mean, I might have to adopt your system and start doing the same. So, or
yeah,
just put it on
absolutely.
the e-commerce marketing Instagram chat.
Yeah. Well, I think that's actually going to be the plan. Is the next step is to do. I'm going to get some real set up, you know, alternating between us in terms of clips.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So yeah, I'll get some. To be fair, I'll probably be able to send you some, Jimmy, anyway, so save you some work. So you can post them on your personal if you want to. If not, we've got e-commerce marketing chats on Instagram.
I'll just reshare them from there.
That's another good way to do it. So yeah, but yeah, it's just like I said, it just shows, it's looking at how you can really leverage AI to make your life easier. We talked about it last week, didn't we, or a couple of weeks ago, about how you know we're actually making ourselves more busy when really the whole premise of AI is to effectively leverage your time
Yeah,
and get more done.
I've spoken about this so much now, not just on this podcast, but just in general, because everyone wants to run AI with the goal of working less hours. But what happens is that free time, they just replace it with more work. So you're actually just doing 2 months worth of work in 2 weeks. You're not freeing up any time because you're not safeguarding that time. And again, it's something that I learned from a mentor and someone that I respect. He just said to me, "Hey, Jimmy, you are saving time, but you're not safeguarding the time that you do save. You're just replacing it with extra work," which was 100% true. So I think, and I saw the conversation was really sparked from a poll that I read on LinkedIn. It said, "Hey, everyone that's running AI, you actually less busy." Like the no was the
Yeah,
predominant answer because they were just doing more, replacing it with more tasks. So I mean, yeah, I mean, if the goal is to use AI to save time, then you have to be conscious of it. And if you are saving time, block it off and do something that you enjoy. So, um, but I, I think at times for me, sometimes I just want to do more in the time that I have as well. So I can see why people would use AI in something that took them 4 hours might take them 20 minutes now. And then it's like, okay, I've got 3 hours and 40 minutes now to do more work that I never get to do or never get around to. So, yeah, I like it from both perspectives, but you just got to go into it knowing what your goal is and what you want out of it. Because if you legitimately want more time to spend with family, friends, and whatnot, then you need to safeguard the time that you are saving.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Like I said, it's knowing what your goals are. If your
Hmm.
goals are maybe you're younger and you want to really build something big, then it allows you to do more and get more done and hit those larger goals. If your priorities are slightly different and you want to spend more time with family, you want to be able to do things that you've always wanted to do and put off because you're constantly working, then like you said, you've got to safeguard that time, leverage AI, and then don't feel guilty. I think that's
Yeah.
probably one of the things is, especially with kind of entrepreneurial A type personalities, it's always like more, 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 and do more. And sometimes you need to kind of take a step back and ask yourself, well, why? Why am I doing this? Is it just is it just an ego thing, or do I generally want to, build a bigger business and get more done?
Yeah.
Um,
I think too, like, and something that probably a lot of e-commerce owners don't talk about that openly is especially when it's your main revenue driver and it's your livelihood and like when things aren't going well, like the stress that comes with it. I mean, I kind of bring this up this week because I've just had a bit of a stressful period through my own personal life as we're, looking to, you know, move our family home and all that stuff. And there's a lot that comes with it. But I I think like my stress is short term. Like I need to just get through this bump and then it's done. But some people in the e-commerce space live in a very prolonged period of stress because they're worried about the performance of the business just constantly. Because if it doesn't work, then there's repercussions for them on all facets of life. So I think and for those people that are hearing about AI constantly and stressed, honestly, I don't think it's helping. Because they're just feeling overwhelmed already. And then the thought of having to learn AI and implement it, it just stresses them out even more. So I think AI is the answer to that, but I think you need to be in a headspace to implement it. Because if you're not, it's gonna come like it's gonna do the opposite. It's gonna push you the other way. Because there is a little bit of a learning curve to implement this stuff. It's not huge. Anyone can kind of pick it up with a few YouTube videos or some coaching in terms of how to integrate Claude with Shopify, how to edit your theme, how to do a very basic SEO audit through AI, how to run AI in your Google Ads to see what search terms are irrelevant. Like you can implement these things, but there is a tiny bit of a learning curve. So yeah, I would say to the business owners, I think try to be part of a community. And the only reason I'm saying that is having just come back from Noosa, from an e-commerce community event that I went up there. Like the bond and the support that you develop with people in real life at those events, people that are going through the same situation as you have the same struggles. Like it's unbelievable how many uh, kind of aha moments were at that event because people were going through the same problem and they're like, oh yeah, I was going through the same thing like 3 months ago. This is what I did. And it's like, oh gosh, I've never even thought of that, or I should have done this, or I should have done that. Or at the live event, they'll be like, "Oh, hey Jimmy, like I haven't spoken to you as a coach yet. I haven't done Google." And it's like, "Oh, show me what you're doing." And then I'll be like, "Oh, if you just do this, this, and this, that'll fix all of that." And they're like, "Oh God, I didn't even think of this." So it's the wins that you can have surrounded yourself by a room of people that are going through exactly what you've been going through, and in more cases than not, like have the solution that you're looking for that you've just been it's just been driving you insane for months. So yeah, well, I might be a little bit biased too because I am a coach, so I have seen the positive impact it has on students, but I've also seen students that take up coaching and don't implement anything, so it doesn't have any impact for them. So I'm not saying everyone that gets coached, goes on to achieve great things. It's not the case. It's the ones that get coaching and then implement what they're doing, similar to the conversation that we had before. Um, like you don't just rock up to a coaching community and your business improves. You learn what needs to improve and then you've got to go off and do it. It doesn't like sure we provide some systems and some processes to help you do that, but ultimately we're not doing it for you. So you've got to get in there and once you've learned what you need to learn, you need to do it and then we kind of give you support and help you along the way. So yeah, I think a big focus for me second half of this year and definitely 2027 is attend more in-person events. I went to a founders retreat probably a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. Again, it was just a weight off my shoulders. Like when I was there chatting to other business owners, I met a lot of new people because I wasn't known in that community and I hadn't met probably 90% of the people that was there before. So yeah, it's just new connections, new friends, shared experiences. I think, especially with this AI push, I think those in-person events are going to get more and more like important going ahead. I know people talk about the entertainment economy and the experience economy. I think these catch-ups kind of fall into the experience economy, but I think it will be like the people to people economy, I think will have a much higher value because everyone's working from their house on AI. They're not seeing anyone. They're losing that connection. But when it comes back, they realize, oh, I need this so much.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more, Jimmy. I think, well, I mean, look, we're a prime example. We met over 10 years ago via an online community run by our good friend Timothy Mark,
Yeah.
and that gave us the stepping stone to grow our businesses and kind of get started. So yeah, completely agree with what you're saying in terms of I think coaching provides you or good coaching. Obviously, you got to find the right mentor, the right
Yeah,
community.
agree.
It provides you with a roadmap. But at the end of the day, you're still responsible for actually executing on that roadmap and getting things done. Yeah, there's plenty of people that kind of pay for coaching and they don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
so
I'm guilty of that too. I bought courses that I've never even looked at. So,
wow, I've probably been the
so,
same to be fair. So
so
you're not the
yeah,
only one.
I mean, yeah, there's courses that I bought that I just never got around to, and then I forget about them, and I've probably got hundreds of those logins lying around that I've never even watched. But I will say this too, a very important thing that you just said there, Charles, good coaching, because I had a bit of a rant today about some e-commerce communities. They're basically, it's not, they sell themselves as coaches, and then you get in there and they want you to hire their team to do everything. So it's like, wait, I thought I was joining a coaching community and learning how to do this, not being funneled into a sales pitch so you guys can do everything for me. Like those communities piss me off. And even sometimes when I mention I'm a coach and they're like, "Oh, how many clients do you get from the community that you coach in?" I was like, "None. I don't take any clients from what I'm coaching. It's a conflict of interest. I'm there to teach them, not to siphon them off to my services to do it for them." It's like if I wanted to get more clients, I wouldn't have joined a coaching community to siphon them. Like I think that those tactics are disgusting, to be honest. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
like I joined a coaching community because where I started from, I started in a family-owned business, and I saw how much they were getting screwed by agencies. So, if I can, and I actually enjoy coaching. I like helping people on their journey, meeting them, and the coaching side of it. So, but yeah, there are some communities out there that have, unfortunately, they sell you on the coaching, and then it's just a funnel into all their other crap. So, um, but yeah, so what you said, Charles. People that are looking for coaches, go out there and do your research. Because if you pick the bad one, like honestly, probably going to have a bad experience in coaching. But there are some, and Charles and I both would have taken some bad courses. And yeah, luckily the large investments that I've made I've never been like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. Like all the large investments that I've made, I usually research thoroughly before I jump in. But you might buy a $500 course here and there, and you look at it and you're like, "Oh, this was absolute trash." um, but yeah, yeah. So it's important to pick a good coach, not just for e-commerce, for anything that you're going into, business, um, like sport, like anything. It's really important to get a good coach, and if you do have a bad experience, just know that it's not always like not every coach is like the coach that you may have had a bad experience with. So just something to keep in mind. But yeah, just looking at the time, we might wrap up for this week. So well, apparently now we're on Instagram at e-commerce marketing chats. So go at us there, be one of the first followers. But yeah, otherwise you can check us out on all the podcasting platforms at e-commerce marketing chats, and we are on Facebook as Shopify
sure.
marketing secrets. Yeah. So
Yeah, we're
um, check us out there as well. But drop us a line if you want us to chat about anything specific on these chats. Always happy to talk e-commerce, and there's a lot happening. So if you're stuck on something and want a second opinion, definitely reach out, and hopefully catch you guys all next week.